live on all types of media. How do you think this will affect the court, especially if there are certain matters that need to be held in confidence? How does the court adjust to this, I think the advent of more transparency through the use of the different media?
Well, I think transparency is a fact of life because of technology, because of the demands of the public, and because it's there in the Constitution. Now, however, when it comes to decision-making in judicial cases, we still retain our confidentiality up to the time we make a decision. Once we make a decision, we post it online, and you can see there who voted for what, who dissented, who concurred, and the names of the justices are there. But in the process of making that decision, our drafts that we circulate to each other, our discussions, will have to remain confidential because otherwise it will be difficult really to be candid with each other in our discussions if even these discussions are monitored. But I think that is followed all over the world. The discussions of collegial courts remain confidential. But once the case is decided, we allow even, once the case is terminated, the public to access the records because these are public documents.
Thank you. Mr. Chair, I just have two more points. With respect to allowances of judges, lower court judges, and I believe even the justices, you stated in your speech that you would allow this except that it would be to a common fund. What have you developed a policy to be adopted in the distribution of this from this common fund to the judges and justices from the LGUs?
Well, I have discussed that already, and my proposal was we will adopt a common fund, just like in Cebu, where the government, the LGU, will contribute directly to the Supreme Court, and it's the Supreme Court that will give this to these judges stationed in that area. Actually, this was a proposal about 3 years ago by then Mayor, now Vice President Binay, because he said, I don't want to be bothered giving funds to the judges. I want to give it to the Supreme Court. And it was actually his idea. So I think even the local government officials want to do this. So we will work on this by talking to everybody, and we'll have a template agreement for everybody to sign.
For my final question, this is with respect to the JBC. I fully subscribe to your suggestion that the JBC must give greater weight to the decisions of applicants who seek promotion in the judiciary. And as a rule, I make it a point to read something or anything that they have actually written when they apply and before they're interviewed. You also suggested that the requirement to submit not only a statement of assets, liabilities, and net worth, but also a waiver to determine the integrity or honesty in declaring their assets should be made a requirement of all applicants to the judiciary. Now, there is need for personnel to validate information that is given to us. In the past year, the JBC evaluated 2,969 applications for 195 positions. The bulk of these applications, or 2,640, went for 183 positions of courts nationwide. Currently, the JBC only has 76 regular personnel. The JBC needs additional regular personnel to conduct comprehensive background check and verification, among others, to check on these bank accounts. Otherwise, it will just be for naught that we have this information. What do you propose to do as our acting chairman?
Well, I think you have to develop a core of lawyers who will help you evaluate all of these decisions. Just like in the Supreme Court, we have our law clerks who help us do the research on cases. You should have your own set of lawyers to do that for you. Or you can have a pool for everybody. And I will support that. If and we can work out with the DBM that this be made into part of your plantilla. Because I think that's necessary. I think the best way really to find out the competence, integrity, probity, and independence of a person, if he's a judge already or a justice, is to look at his decisions. Because you will know whether he's competent in the law, whether he has favored any litigant, whether he has been independent vis-a-vis Congress or the executive or the LGUs. I think it's there. It's the track record of a person.
Thank you, Chief. That was my last question.
Thank you.
Wish you luck.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Attorney Leha, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good morning po.
Good morning.
Justice Carpio.